So we are doing this video because the other video was kind of I don't know if it went through or not. I saw a lot of blurriness in that video, so I'm just kind of doing this video real quick, and basically it's just kind of letting you guys know about the upcoming class that's coming in and a little bit about the courses. So the Sapphire courses, you guys go on the website and you can get the courses from there. The training is done on the YouTube. You guys can see all the videos. They're done on the YouTube. You guys can see. I'm going to put the comments in. You guys can see a lot of the chats that we've already done, and you guys can also get on the new chats that we're doing. I chose to do this one early because the first one that I put out, I kept seeing it kind of blurry, and which I was so surprised because StreamYard is not usually blurry like that. StreamYard is usually very, very clear. So we're just doing this one as a second step. It's only going to be about 15 minutes. So generally, the courses are going to be free. I'm sorry, the training is free. You do need to get the courses, and the courses are the ones that have the task in there, the competencies in there, and a lot of the tests that you need to do, as well as getting the books. So we do give you a language of medicine book. We also give you the medical billing and coding Q&A, and that comes with the courses that you are purchasing. Um, if you guys didn't get that key code for that $1,150 reduction, let me know and I'll send that to you. It's in one of these videos, but I can't even keep it with the old videos. They're all numbered. But the key code is in there. When you go on the website, click bookstore, and the bookstore should take you right to the courses. The bookstore will take you to the courses. When you get in there, you guys can choose advanced course and use the key code for that. Okay, so this is just kind of letting you know how the courses pretty much go. Um, when you do a chat with me, I'm pretty much telling you about the course, what's in it, what we're going to do. The orientation is going to come up. We've did the orientation several times. I'm not sure what that noise is. I'm sorry. We did the orientation a few times, but every new class, I always do new orientation in case somebody has questions or something like that. So just make sure that you get to me and I talk to you about your courses and we can do one-on-one. Those of you who have not joined my course, as far as purchasing the courses, you can still learn on the YouTube. You just don't have like an interaction with me and a kind of a following with me. Look at 70 videos and just kind of follow along and you just take notes from there. Those of you who have purchased courses, you still get the orientation, you get the test, the competencies, and this will carry you on. You also get the books. Just remember, some of you who have not done medical billing and coding before, you can look at look at that material and kind of get to know what medical billing is. We also can do a one-on-one. I'm going to have another live chat again. You guys can get in on the live chat and kind of ask questions. I'll try to lock into the one for tomorrow because this one was supposed to be done yesterday, but I wasn't able to get through. I was out. So I had to change this chat. But it's just a follow up to the one that we had as far as the free training. So yes, the training is literally free. You don't have to really do anything. I'm holding my head up because I have the bifocals on, and I'm not used to this level. I changed the room around so I could have a bigger space. So now I'm using this room. But as far as the free training is concerned, follow the courses, go into the videos, uh, take notes while you are in there. There are some tests on there, but you just don't get that core one-on-one. You don't get the normal stuff that you would get if you were actually enrolled into the class. And no, there's no registration. Once you purchase your courses, you start when you want to start. You start when you want to start. If you purchase courses today and you don't start reading, okay, start Monday. You can start reading on Monday. Just follow what you're doing. Make sure you have index cards, especially when you get ready to start doing your medical terminology, which is first. And that's first because I'm giving you the medical terminology book. Those of you who will be training from YouTube, go and get the Language of Medicine book. Go to thrift.com. You might can get that one, a used one. I don't know, for maybe $30 or something like that. But those of you who are in the classroom, you have one already in there. So this is really for both of you. Those of you who are following on YouTube, and those of you who are actually in the classroom. Um, there's also a list of books in there as well. So there's a list of books in the videos, and those of you who are joining from YouTube, it's going to tell you what type of books that you need to do the classroom. So check out some of those books in there. It will let you know. Don't forget, the step-by-step book is the core. The step-by-step book tells you how to code step by step. You don't need to pay a whole lot of money for that. And because I have that $1,150 grant, make sure you guys use that grant if you want to get it on the class, okay? If you're not going to use the grant, you can just do the YouTube. Follow the chapters on the YouTube. That matter of fact, the medical billing and coding Q&A book, it's on the YouTube. Okay, it's on the YouTube. And again, this is just saying pretty much the same stuff from the first one. I'm just kind of doing it again because it was a little bit blurry, and I want to make sure you guys are clear on the Sapphire Physician Coding course. You're basically buying courses, and I am training you, and I'm making sure that you stay on the right track. You do get, like I said, you get tests, you get competencies. I give you kind of like pre-tests towards your CPC, because that's the goal. The goal is for you to pass your CPC. Some of you won't do it in 10 weeks. Some of you'll do it, in 5 weeks. Some of you will feel like you're ready to take your test in 15 weeks. But the goal is 10 weeks. 10 weeks is not something that's set in stone. 10 weeks is the norm for you to finish this course. You have 18 subjects. You have 4 or 5 books that you should be going through. Each one of those books that I give you, you will go through every single chapter. And it's not me going, learn. Read, retain, read, retain. That's anything. That's anything. If you read something on YouTube and you go tell your friends about it later on, you retained it, you remember. Same thing. When you read a book, you want to retain what you're reading. When you take your test, you want to remember how to code a case. When you take an entrance exam, you want to remember how to do it. And if you don't practice it and you don't remember it, forget about it. And me not being a biller, I haven't been a biller in Lord knows when. So me even physically doing it, I still have to revert back to my own books. I still have to revert. It's different than actually doing something and teaching something. You see what I'm saying? So you have to read and you have to practice. You have to read and you have to practice. When we start that new class tomorrow, we're starting from one. I'm going to be using my ebooks on here, and you're going to be using your books. And what we're going to do, we're going to go through the medical terminology first. We're going through medical terminology first. You're going to read one chapter, and then you're going to do your task. Those of you who do have tasks from me, I want the tasks back so that it can be graded. So that's the difference from the YouTube. YouTube, I want you guys to look at those videos, take notes on those videos. Like I said, I have that medical insurance bill and Q&A book in there. Those of you who listen to this chat and you are in my class, you have tasks. You have tasks, you have summary, you have quiz. I want the summary and I want the task. Send it to me so I can put it in your folder and it can be graded. If there's a problem with you getting it back and you getting it graded, send me an email and let me know. Because I have some tests where I've tried to send back to you guys and I'm having a little issue sending it back. Those of you who are in the classroom, I'm putting it back in your folder. You should get it. And that should be good. And the gist of it is you doing practice, you practicing. You do chapter 2, you do chapter 2 on your task. You do chapter 5, you do chapter 5 on your task, and you return that to me. Most of the answers are in the back of your book that are tests that I've not given you, but you still can use that as a form of retaining, as a form of remembering pretty much what you're doing. So that's kind of a little bit of a heads up on some of the things that I wanted to kind of let you know. And some of you, I've met a lot of people, and I've given out instruction to make sure that you guys look at those videos, because the more you look at the videos, the more you're going to learn. The more you look at the video, the more you're going to learn. If you do the reading, you'll learn. What I would do is just kind of set like an hour aside or 2 hours aside or something like that, and then you'll get the gist of reading. You'll get the gist of practicing and practicing and practicing to read it. So we're going to start, on the YouTube. I decided to go ahead and do a lot of the training on YouTube because a lot of people are asking me to do it on YouTube because they're not able to get into the portal. I don't have time. Oh, Miss Lambert, I can't find my email. Oh, Miss Lambert, I'm so. When you join the Sapphire School, you can't get into the portal unless you have the portal email. And everybody has a portal email. I don't want to hear this. So it's like, they want to use the YouTube. We can use the YouTube, but I have to make sure I have time when I get to go on the YouTube. I try to make sure I'm dropping videos for you guys that you could take heed to, but sometimes it's a little hard for me to stay on the schedule that we're kind of indicating because some of you work 9 to 5, some of you work 11 to 3. So now I know it's 9 o'clock. You guys are all at work, but I know you're going to archive this. But yeah, you guys want me to do the training on YouTube? I don't have a problem, but we're gonna have to coordinate, I guess, the same way that we do on the Sapphire portal. Again, you guys hit me up. Let me know if you want one-on-one. If you're up to chapter 5, let me know. If you're in chapter 5, that means that you're doing okay. I need to get the test back, okay? I need to see how well you're doing with chapter 1, how well you're doing with chapter 2. Because when you get to the CPC part, which is your core courses, ICD-10 and CPT, those are your core courses. I've got to make sure that you're par with the medical billing and the medical terminology, okay? Because we can't code without medical terminology. You guys seen that book? It's just big. It's just big, and you guys know we go through every single chapter. Why, Miss Lambert? Because I need to make sure that you are par with medical terminology. I had somebody the other day that had trouble with the open and close questions. And that is because the medical terminology needed to be touched up a little bit. So make sure you are par with the medical terminology. That way, when you're taking your CPC and you get to the open and close questions, you remember I told you I want you to do the open and close question first because you're talking about multiple choice. Boom, 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 boom. Answer them, be done. Then, when you get to your cases, you need more time to spend on those cases. That's where I want your 2 minutes to be spent at. If you've taken about a good 10 seconds from the open and close, add that to your cases so you can have more time to figure out what's going on with cardiology. If they ask you parts of the heart and you need to identify that, I need to make sure that you're good with that. So, yeah, so this is the reason why I want you to do the open and close questions first. That's why the language of medicine is straight important. The illustrations in your CPC book. There's illustrations. In your CPT book, you got illustrations. In your ICD-10 book, you got illustrations. Okay, those illustrations are par on your AAPC. And the reason why I want you guys to get your AAPC ICD-10 is because they're the ones who's giving the tests. It gotta be enlightened. You can write in that book. You guys know you can't put those stickies in there. You can write in that book at least 5 sentences. If you forget, you got to be able to go back to that illustration and go, that's it. You guys know you can put the tabs on the top of your book. You can put the tabs in it, but you can write in your book. Just don't put any stickies in your book. When you get ready to test, the proctor, she's going to take your book and she's going through your book to make sure that there's no stickies in there. But I am telling you, when you get to the first, especially your guidelines, when you get to your first portion of your exam, make sure that you have written in your book what you think is going to be a problem. How many bones? 106. Put it in there. If that's a hard question for you, put it in there because you go, oh man, I got to figure out what this is. Put it in there. It doesn't have to be the same topic. This is what I tell most of y'all to do. In your ICD-10 or your CPT, there's spaces in there. There's spaces in there. If you go between that book and you see some spaces in there, that's where you're going to write your little cheat notes at. Okay, you can write notes in your CPC. They write notes in the CPT, they write notes in the ICD-10, but this is the gist of that. If you go note crazy like I do, you're going to forget where you put your note at when you get to the test and you go, dang, where I put it at. That's why we want you to be savvy with those books. Both the reason you taking a certification and they have to test you is because they need to see if you are savvy with those books. And that's why y'all know I tell y'all go to each page of that book so you can start remembering what's in that book. No, it's impossible for you to remember the whole thing, but you can retain some of what's in there because some of those codes look the same, right? If you when you highlight the ones that look the same, you could get it. Boom. All right, that's it. That doesn't look like that. And the meaning is different. Most of you guys know when you're doing CPT and you're taking a test, it looks the same. That's the reason why I give you the CPC pre-test. That test is 150 questions. Y'all know there's three parts to that test. You got a 50, a 50, and a 50. Some of y'all who took that test back in the days, like how I did it, that's how it used to be. Now it's different. It's like 100 questions. But I make sure that I give you short and open and close and long cases. The reason why I give you the long cases is so you are not afraid of them when you take your test. And who told me they guessed 25 questions? She told me she guessed, I don't know who, she didn't pass anesthesia. The anesthesia is a pain in the swag, we know. Make sure y'all make sure y'all get anesthesia. You got a problem with anesthesia, you said, Ms. Lambert, something ain't right. We gotta go over it. She didn't pass anesthesia. Even anesthesia is like this little bit. But the thing that confuses people with the anesthesia is some of those modifiers in there. And that's what y'all need to go over. Go over the modifiers. But the gist of that is the radiology, the lab and path, those should be the only two that give you funkiness. Okay? Steadfast on those. I don't have none in front of me. But y'all know how I am with index cards. Yeah. Have your index cards. When you're studying, you have them with you when you are studying. And a lot of time when we're reading, and sometimes you can't decipher this word right here, hit it up on search engine, put it on your index card because you have to retain that. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Like when you're little, like you're 3 years old and 4 years old, and you need to retain something, and in kindergarten they have you writing it over and over and over, have you writing it over and over. Sometimes that's how we start retaining. That's how we start learning. We wasn't born and we knew how to read and write. We had to be taught how to read and write. We had to practice. Remember we used to practice the penmanship? It's the same thing. You have to practice your coding. You have to practice your medical insurance billing. Now, some of you guys, I know you don't want to do the medical insurance billing with your coding. That's not a problem. You buy right past that. You don't need that course. Buy right past that course. And then you can just start right on your core courses because some of you are already in the billing department. You know some of the E&M. You know some of the medicine codes. You've seen them before. You've seen the intake sheet, but you're not savvy with it. But you're familiar with it. I don't think you need medical insurance billing if that's the case. Medical insurance billing, you guys know I didn't even put the medical insurance billing in there because everybody just wanted to code it. But when I would hit the street and I would ask about the coding, people would go, well, which coding? We know medical billing. Okay, oh Lord. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add that to the course, just straight. Let's just add it to the course. If you don't want to take it, you don't have to take it because that medical insurance billing Q&A book comes with your course. Let's say mom wants to take it. Mom wants to dab in it. You're taking it, and mom said, what you doing? Mom wants to dab into that course. She can take the medical insurance billing and coding Q&A book and read it, and she will understand what's going on with medical insurance billing and coding. So trust me, when you start this class, you have to be dedicated to what you're going to do. Be dedicated to what you're going to do. And that's anything. That's anything. Because I can't micromanage you from YouTube. And you guys know, I have students all over the place. Some of y'all in Connecticut, some of y'all in Georgia, some of y'all in Texas, some of y'all in New York. So, you know what I'm saying? And how we communicate is online. We communicate online. But I don't know if you're struggling if you don't tell me. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. So I guess that's another reason why you guys wanted to do it on the YouTube, which I'm all right with the YouTube. But you guys got to make sure when you archive this, send me an email, send me a message, let me know what you need. Okay? Because on that CPC, like I said, you got an extra shot, and the extra shot is an extra 100. Because I don't even know how people are winning with them charging an extra 100. I mean, back in the day, it's 365, whole thing, fail, take it again. But it's different. It's different now. So just take heed to it. Just do the practicing. Get your books from thrift.com. Go to elsevier.com. Evolve if you want brand new books. That's where you're going to get your brand new books from, okay? Right now, just start on the language of medicine. Go to thrift.com and get your language of medicine book. It's not going to be a new book like the one we have, no. but it is still have this gist of the same thing. All they do is just change the cover of it and add a couple of things in it. Medical terminology is not going to change. You talk about a book like this, the medical terminology is the same. The illustrations, make sure you take a note and write down what the illustration is if you forget. On your sticky, put a little red dot on there so you can trick yourself and say, okay, that's it. Let me look at this illustration, right? Because sometimes on the CPC, they're going to ask you to identify where is the humerus. They ask you things like that. And then when you go to the bones in the illustration in musculoskeletal system, oh, that's right, that one. You find it right there because you always get this mixed up with the humerus and the other part. I can't think right now, but you know what I'm talking about. So write it down in your book so you can get used to it. Get used to looking at it. Get used to looking at it. Okay. So tomorrow night, when we go on to class tomorrow night, I think it's with 7 o'clock. You guys, we go on tomorrow at 7 night. It will be medical terminology. And basically, I'm just going over the medical terminology and what you guys are doing and the test. And just kind of informing you of XYZ. After the medical terminology, the medical insurance billing, which is normally vice versa. But because you don't have the medical insurance billing book first, I told you guys to go ahead and do the medical insurance, medical language of medicine because the book is already in there. Okay. And some of you who start in the right in the core courses, we're going to start off with ICD-10. So I'm only going to do 5 minutes. I'm going to do 5 minutes on medical terminology, 5 minutes on medical insurance billing, and then I'm going to do about 20 minutes on ICD-10. So this generally is us going over ICD-10. Okay. I didn't put it on the thumbnail what we were going to go over, but I'm going to change the thumbnail and I'm going to upload another thumbnail and I'm going to put the ICD-10 because we're going to go over that. Those of you who don't have the ICD-10 guidelines, go on cms.gov ICD-10, get the guidelines because that's what we're starting with tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Because you don't have an ICD-10 book, that's fine. Go online. You're going to go ICD-10 2025, 2024, and you're going to get it for free. Okay, download it, put it in your iCloud because that's what we're going to go over tomorrow. Okay, like I said, I'm going to change that thumbnail and I'm going to put ICD-10. We're going over ICD-10. Okay, some of you, like I said, who don't have the book, just make sure you download the ICD-10 guidelines for tomorrow. That's what we're going to go over. Okay. So any questions, you guys send me a message. Let me know what's going on. And just, pay attention. So we're going to do Monday, Friday, and Saturday will be a class. Monday, Friday, and Saturday. And you guys know when I do the reading, do the class, it's actually at night. I'm just doing this because I saw how crappy that video was. I'm not even sure why it's crappy like that. If this video comes out crappy, I'm going to be so mad. Because if I just do it with the YouTube, it's crappy. So that's the reason why I'm doing it with the StreamYard. Let me see. I wonder why that thing has not come up there yet. I have no idea. The thing that usually be in my corner, I don't know. It's not up there yet. But I don't trust StreamYard no more. I'm telling you, let this video be messed up. But anyway, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Get ready for tomorrow night. Remember, practice. Set an hour to yourself. We got to get on a schedule. So being that we're doing it the YouTube way now, that's how we're gonna do it. First thing I'm gonna start off with is ICD-10. ICD-10. We're going to do 5 and 5. So we're going to do 5 minutes on medical terminology, 5 minutes on medical billing, and we're going straight into ICD-10. If you don't have those guidelines, cms.gov, ICD-10 guidelines 24-25. That's free because I know you guys don't have your ICD-10 book. It's okay, but you need to have the guidelines. So go to cms.gov and get your guidelines. So when you get them, it's going to say 2024 because our year starts October to October. So it's going to say October 24 to 25. So that's what we're going to work on. So again, this video was made because the other video was kind of crappy. I threw in some extra stuff, but again, it's all about studying and retaining. It's all about studying and retaining. You got to put at least an hour aside to study. Okay, y'all? So I hope this records and I hope it's not messed up. If it is, then I'm not going to do it like this no more. I'm going to have to do regular Zoom when I want to jump on. Okay, so I'm going to end stream and this should post as soon as I end it.